Thank you so much once again for honoring our invitation and coming through for a very important discussion. And as clearly our theme states, unlocking the barriers, the rights of women in the criminal justice system.
Women in prison often have families who depend on them. Supporting their rights not only serves the women themselves, but also safeguards the well-being of their families and communities. It is a testament to our commitment to social development more broadly that we do more in this area.
Addressing gender inequalities ought to be reflected in all sectors of the country, for there to be a balanced level of development. This calls for deliberate efforts aimed at integrating gender-sensitive approaches in the criminal justice system, including during arrest, pre-trial detention, trial, and imprisonment.
We had a total of 75,971 total inmates in the Uganda prison service, and 3,585 of them are female.
Hope that this conference provides us with a space that we are going to share our experiences and borrow from other jurisdictions on the best practices on how to handle challenges of women to accessing justice.
In Uganda, the police and prison services are putting in place measures to protect the specific needs of women. For example, Uganda Police Force has established police cells for women.
Addressing gender inequalities ought to be reflected in all sectors of the country in order for there to be a balanced level of development, and this calls for deliberate efforts aimed at integrating gender-sensitive approaches in the criminal justice system. I now have the honor to declare this conference open, and I wish you all fruitful deliberations.
Addressing gender-based discrimination in the justice system is key to engendering the administration of justice and therefore making the administration of justice inclusive.
In partnership with Penal Reform International and the Uganda Prison Service, we are working towards supporting prison reform that will enhance prison management, but also enhance prisoner rehabilitation and reintegration. And this is where we see a very clear interface with the private sector.
This conference is therefore an opportunity for all of us working in the justice sector to discuss workable and lasting solutions to ensure gender mainstreaming in the criminal justice sector.
Key actors are supposed to actually fight for and make sure that anyone, and especially women, who come into contact with the law are actually guarded.
I greet all of you. Good morning, dear colleagues. This morning, I'm moderating two more topics, so to say. In the background is about promoting gender-sensitive rehabilitation and integration services.
I faced many challenges when I was in prison, but mine were not as many or as serious as most women face when they go to prison.
So I hope some of these lessons resonate with you, and I hope that they will support all of you, some of you, in realizing improvements in policies and practices that will support women's rights and women's well-being in criminal justice in Africa.
we are looking at it as a bigger problem, because the drivers to violent extremism are so daring.
Good morning. My name is Priscilla Nyargoye. I work with the Uganda Human Rights Commission. It's a great honor and privilege for me to be here today. The first presenter is going to be Mr. Irimaso Hilary, who is the psychiatrist from the Uganda Prison Service.
We have to understand that mental illnesses occur. Sometimes we find them in prison, or they occur in prison due to prison conditions, that's custodial sentences.
One of the findings from our study of women who were serving community service found that health problems were one of the barriers or one of the issues that came up that affected their ability to complete their sentence.
Taking every opportunity to try and convince countries that still apply death penalty to reverse course.
I've been tasked to share with us our joint communique and action plan. As we have been retaliating from day one, states should take deliberate steps to recruit and assist competent lawyers to represent women in the justice system. Lawyers and prosecutors should be sensitized about the need for a gender-sensitive approach in cases involving female defendants.
Thank you very much for having accepted the invitation and participated in this very important conference.